Hello, everybody. Gonna see if this goes live. We are using a different platform. Hello, everybody. Community Manager Jordan here, Healthy Community Manager Jordan here, with another episode of the Member Spotlight series. I'm super excited that this month of January, I'm interviewing all of the healthy member meeting leaders on their health and wellness journeys to kind of get you all familiar with who they are, what journeys they've went through health and wellness wise, and which one might best suit you to hop onto a meeting. So super excited to get this meeting started. I have one of my closest, dearest, healthy friends, Coach Brianna. Me and her go way back. It's so awesome that we both have been here from the beginning, and so cool to see where we are now. And I am just super excited to see what she has in store with us tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on because it's always a party with Brianna. So let's get this magic started.
It's always a party. It's always a party.
I know. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm super excited, number one, to use this restream again because Facebook was just terrible, like getting people on. So super excited we were able to get this. But
Yeah, this worked out well.
I'm gonna try my best not to talk the whole entire time like I always do. So I want to let you introduce yourself to all of our healthy members. A lot of them that might be on here tonight for the first time. Let us know who you are.
Oh my gosh, where do I start? Well, hello, friends. My name is Brianna. You've probably seen me around on the internet as Diva and the Divine. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I have been a member of the Healthy team for a very long time. I converted over to iTrack Bites years. I can say years ago now.
I know it's crazy.
Which is it's just insane to me. And yeah, I'm super thrilled to be here. What do you want to know, Jay?
I know. Well, I hear your introduction all the time because I've had you on a couple times before. So I really think let's go ahead and deep dive in from the very beginning. Like, first of all, you just posted on Instagram today because, I do follow you. Just post on your Instagram the before and after, and those weights that you were at are pretty much the exact same as where you were before. Look totally different. And that there is a reason for that, everybody that is watching us tonight. And I want to save that to the very end, but I wanted to plug that in there to kind of remind you at the end, talk about that. But let's go back to the very beginning. Like, I want to know from the very beginning for you how it was with health and wellness, because I know it goes way back.
Okay.
And we have a
Buckle
half
up,
an hour.
friends.
We got this.
Okay, cool. For those of you, like, the basic information about me, I'm 35 years old. I feel like that's actually pretty relevant information. Hello from Illinois. That's where I'm from. Oh, I'm in
Yes.
Minnesota now and freezing my tush off, but Illinois has my heart. Anyway, so I started the good old dieting train over a decade ago. I
Yes,
declare
crazy.
my official start as, like, I say 2007. It could have been 2006. It was college. College is when I officially started dieting and never stopped until recently. I actually technically did stop, but I started dieting in, let's say, 2007, and I actually
Yeah,
started at the very beginning with. Does anybody remember SparkPeople.com?
I do. I actually remember that.
Yeah, I started on sparkpeople.com and did that for a hot second. It was calorie counting. It worked just fine, not a big deal. And then I think my junior year of college, my aunt was willing to pay for a membership to Weight Watchers for me. And so I was like, you're going to pay for it. I'm going to do it. That's fine. And at the time, it was classic points. That was
Yeah.
what was, I miss Sparkville. Hi, Lissa.
I know. Hi, Lissa.
And so I did classic points for a while with the little slider. Anybody
Yeah.
remember the slider?
I
That
don't
thing?
remember the slider because my era of starting Weight Watchers was, oh God, like I was a freshman in college, like senior in high school, and that's when Points Plus,
Was
like
on.
the
Yeah.
transition came. But
Okay.
I
Yeah.
hear
So
everybody
I
talk about the
started
slider.
I started a little bit before you. And yeah, so we had this paper slider because what you had to use was calories oh gosh, what was it? Calories, fat, and fiber, I think were
Yeah.
the things that calculated your points. And you could literally use this little slider to figure them out. It was super funny. With all the tech we have now, that just seems
Yeah.
so ridiculous that we use the slider. But I did that, and I went through, over the years, many iterations of Weight Watchers. I've pretty much done almost every plan that they have offered, except for the
Yeah.
more recent ones.
Yeah.
And so I started in Classic Points, and I lost a little bit of weight. And then, so
Hmm.
I lost a little bit of weight in college, and then senioritis happened, and I gained that weight back in college. This is all in college.
Yeah.
I started to dabble in the whole like working out thing because I was a music theater major and I had dance classes. And so, like, I was doing it because I needed to be active, I needed to be energized, all of those things.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated college, I'm trying to remember. At one point, I had this whole thing like diagrammed out because, y'all, my weight graph looks like this. Like, and that's
Yes.
and that's totally fine. Like, that's a journey, right? It doesn't have to be this. It's
Yeah.
this.
Everybody wants
That
it to
is,
be this. Everybody wants it
mhm,
to be this, but it's
and it's
never.
never that.
And if it
It's
is,
never that.
kudos to you and message me and Brianna because I would love to know.
One segment of my weight loss journey looked like that. One
Yeah.
segment of it, when
Yeah.
I hit goal, that's actually what it looked like, which is very, very interesting to me. So after college, I gained a little bit more. And then in 2011, so from 2007 to 2011, I,
Hmm.
lost a little, gained a little, lost a little, and hit my highest weight. And then in 2011, I was like, I got to get this done. I got to
Yeah.
do it. So I recommitted, and I was working like 3 jobs at the time. I just met the man who would end up being my husband.
Yeah.
And also all this life stuff was happening. It was really, really crazy. And I was like, you know what? I have got to get this done. And over the next year and a half, I lost 57 pounds over the next year and a
Crazy.
half. Yeah. And that part of my weight loss journey actually had a pretty straight line. Of course,
Yeah.
you
Pretty
didn't, you
steady.
don't lose every week, but like, I think I only had 6 or 7 weigh-ins that went up, which was real impressive. Like,
Yeah.
that's not the norm. And I
Yeah.
remember looking at my graphs and going like, really? That's how that happened? How
Yeah.
crazy. And so from 2011 until November 2012, my dates are correct. I
Hmm.
hit goal in November 2012.
No, let's stop
And
right there. Let's stop right there for a second. When
okay.
you hit goal, okay, this was before Healthi, of course, when you hit goal.
Mhm.
I want to know from you because I do not ask this from our members a lot that get to goal.
Yep.
Was there some sort of pressure put upon yourself to stay there? Because I like we all know, oh, can't go up or down 2 pound, all this stuff, whatever. How was that pressure, honestly, for you at that time of your life?
It was, it pretty much dictated a lot of my journey up until the last couple of years, in terms of mentality. And that mindset, that Weight Watchers mindset, that diet mentality,
Yeah,
that's where I got it from. Because yes, in Weight Watchers, if you hit goal, you get lifetime, but you
yeah,
only get lifetime if you weigh in 2 pounds above or 2 pounds below your goal weight. Now, let me be very clear. My goal weight was according to the BMI chart,
mm-hmm,
which we all know is a bit of baloney.
mm-hmm,
And I actually picked the weight that was smack dab in the middle. So, like, the low was 120 for my height, the high was 150. I picked 135 for my body. And I didn't know at the time. I didn't care because the
yeah,
scale was everything. The scale was
yeah,
everything. All that mattered was that number. It didn't matter how healthy you were getting to it. It didn't matter how restrictive you were trying to get to it. All that mattered was that your weight went down at your weigh-ins and that you hit goal. And I hit goal of 135, which was too small. It
oh
was
yeah,
too small for my frame. And there are pictures of me on the internet
yep, yep,
looking very, very anorexic. Now, one other thing that you guys should know about me is I do have a disability that caused me to have less muscle tone than most
mm-hmm,
people. So if I had normal muscle tone, that weight might be okay.
yeah,
But at the time when strength training was not my focus, it was
mm-hmm,
a problem.
oh
Aesthetically,
yeah,
it was a problem. But I clung to that number so hard that I didn't care that it was a problem. I was skinny. Was it
yeah,
healthy? Mm-mm,
no, no,
mm-mm.
yeah,
In no
been
sense
there,
of the term was it healthy.
yeah,
Um, so I hit my goal and I bounced back about 5 pounds pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Which
immediately.
a lot, and I'm glad that you're saying that to our members because a
Mhm,
lot of people do that and it's normal. Like
mhm.
that's the thing. Like you're, and it's I always stress to people, I know you do too, is like find the weight that works for you. And with that weight, which Brianna will probably get into more, your body shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I can't hold on to this, or oh my gosh, I can't hold on to this number.
No. And now the reality is if I had known then what I know now about maintenance and reverse dieting, maybe it would have turned out different. Although I
Yeah.
really doubt that I would have stayed 135. I guarantee I would have even a reverse diet would have bumped me up to 140. And
Yeah.
that might have been where I could have stayed, but
Yeah.
because of the, metabolic damage that at the time I did not know happened. I did not know until 2021 that this happened.
Yeah.
Um, but that is when it happened. And so because of that, I spiked up about the 5 pounds or whatever, and just kind of fought to get to 137, 140, what, but fought
Mhm.
for about a year and a half. At the time, I also was hired by Weight Watchers to become a Weight Watchers leader. So you have to stay your weight and
Yeah.
do all that as an employee as well. Um, so I'm doing the Weight Watchers thing, I'm doing whatever, and I'm hanging out in maintenance, and my maintenance was let me eat my 26 points and just flub it up a little bit sometimes. Like, not healthy. Like, I
Yeah.
stayed, and at the time, I didn't even track the calories. I didn't, like, so I had no idea how many calories I was eating, but I was
Yeah.
staying at my little 26 points and being super restrictive. And then occasionally I'd have a splurge thing or something, and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that'll even out. No, no big, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm I managed to maintain within a reasonable range of about 5 pounds for actually like a year and a half. I got
Yeah.
married, I did all of those things. And of course, like wedding kind of was a great motivator to stay at that weight because I had a
Yeah,
wedding dress
definitely.
in that weight. Um, so, and then what Brianna has learned about herself over the years is that anytime that a big life change happens, I gain 10 pounds
Yep.
because I am apparently a stress eater. And not just a stress eater, like, oh, I'm stressed that, I have this big deadline due or something like that. I'm not like a
Yeah.
small stress eater. I am a big life change stress eater. And one of the exciting parts about marrying my husband was that he is very adventurous. And we have lived in Japan. We
Yes,
have
you have. Yep.
gone through a couple of jobs. We've moved a handful of times. And this Enneagram 9, who likes things to be real even keeled and in her routine, did not handle it well. So
Yeah.
basically, with every life change that happened, I gained about 10 pounds. And like this remained steady. Again, I went back, gosh, within the last year, I think I went back and looked at every piece of weigh in information I've had for the duration of my weight loss journey and like tracked it all out. And the timing was obvious. Every spike was when
Yeah.
something major happened in my life. And I was like, this is insane that like, okay, but now I know, so the next time something big happens, I'm mentally prepared for it. But
That's
so over
so
the year.
that's so crazy though, like about the life changes because I'm sitting here as you're talking thinking about my journey and like when I got to goal in 2016, we had Everly, my youngest daughter.
Mm,
And it was just like I tried to stay there, didn't gain back. And then in 2019, when I got down to goal again, we closed our restaurants and you know what I mean? And
I
all that
remember
stuff.
that.
And then in 2021, sold our house and moved cross country, is what it feels like.
Yeah,
And there was weight added to that. And so,
yeah,
like, totally feel you on that. And I know I'm
yeah.
seeing a lot of people in the comments right now that I'm reading that a lot of people feel that same way. So, like, it's awesome to hear it, not just from me, but also from like you that lived it. Like,
Yeah. And keep
you
in
move
mind,
again. Yeah.
yeah, keep in mind, none of these life changes I'm talking about were bad life changes either.
Yeah. It wasn't
None
like
of them were
somebody passed
negative.
away, anything like
No,
that. Yeah.
no. My husband got a great job. I got to move back home. Like all very good things. Doesn't matter, good or bad. Apparently, I gained 10 pounds when something major happens. And so within that, like 2015 is when we landed back in. No, that's not true. Late 2015 is when we landed back in Chicago. And
Mhm.
then there, like I kind of reached homeostasis. of still I hung out at like 160, I think.
Yeah.
So like significantly more than my goal weight.
Then you're
But
135, yeah.
it was that, yes, yes. My old goal weight. The goal weight that shall not be named. And then it was that year that I discovered body pump and weightlifting. And my whole perspective on wellness and health
Mhm.
and the beginning parts of nutrition took a lot longer to catch up, but
Yeah.
I got way into the body pump strength training. And for me,
Yeah.
especially with a disability, figuring out that I could do it, I could only
Mhm.
do it with 1 pound dumbbells to start, but I could do it, was
Yeah.
wildly motivating to me because I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
And so I started to dive into the weight training side of things a little bit. Body pump is more, it gave me a lot more strength, but fast forward to moving again, blah 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 blah. Big fast forward to the pandemic. I stopped going to the gym
Yeah.
and moved to Minnesota away from my body pump family. But I stopped going to the gym and we got Beachbody and got Lift 4. And that is a program that has put so much muscle on this muscle
Yeah, you've
ridden,
done it
not
multiple
ridden
times
body.
already.
Yeah. And so that I fast forward too quick, but like that was a big thing. The body pump was the beginning of a huge mental and physical shift for me. And
Yeah.
then at the time, Weight Watchers was also going through some growing pains and changes, and my
Mhm.
Precious Points Plus went away, and Smart Points happened. And it took me a long time, and I had since stopped working for them. When we went and lived in Japan, I stopped working for them,
Yeah.
but I still did the program, and it was really hard. It was really hard for me to adjust, and eventually I figured it out, and I lost like 5 or 6, not even 5 or 6 pounds. But that was when I started to dabble with calorie counting. Like, and I would
Yeah.
always take like summers off, and I would be calorie counting. And calorie counting worked pretty well for me. And then I'd go back to Weight Watchers because I had some crazy loyalist thing for Weight Watchers, even though it wasn't working for me. And then it switched into freestyle. And I gave freestyle a solid try and I could not make it work. I could not make it
Yeah.
work because for me, the 0 point foods telling me that I can eat as many eggs as I want and as many beans as I want and corn does not work for me.
Yeah.
I already liked healthy food.
Mhm.
So putting a limit on and taking the limits away made it impossible
Yeah.
for me, and I was eating too many calories. Now I know many people have the completely opposite problem and are eating too few calories. I understand that.
Yeah.
That was not my problem. My problem was I liked the food too much, and I made it really, really well, so I overate. And so I was really desperate for. I'm like, I wish I could go back to Points Plus. I wish I could
Mhm.
go back to Points Plus. And finally, I decided to putz around on the App Store, and I'm like, I wonder if there's a place where I can go back to Points Plus. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, iTrack Bites, back when iTrack Bites was, the tracker was like a digitized piece of notebook paper. Do you remember
Yep.
that? That
Yep.
was like,
Yep.
it was a piece of notebook paper, but it had my program. So I went back to that program. And this was, I don't even know when it was. I have a YouTube video out
That was
about
probably
it.
it was like I think for you it was
2018,
2018, 2018, yeah.
I
Because
think that's when
I
it
because
was.
I came on board in December of 2018, like the end of December
And I was
2018.
already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it must have been around summer of 2018 or
Yeah.
something. It's when
Yep.
I switched over to iTrack Bites, and I have not looked back since.
Yes.
And so I went through Points Plus, or now Carb Conscious. I'm hanging out on
Carb
Carb
conscious.
Conscious
Yeah.
and doing my thing and lost a little bit more weight. And, life happens, things move, whatever. I eventually decide that maybe calorie counting is the thing that I need to be doing full time. Like, let's let go of bites and points
Mhm.
and all the things I know, and let's just focus on calorie counting because I kept coming back to it as like an excuse to do it for a summer. And I'm like, why don't I just
Yeah.
do it if I want to do it? And so
Yeah.
then I started using the secondary metric feature because I was more concerned about the calories than I was the bites. And eventually I was like, if this is what you want to do, bite the bullet and do it. So I finally did. I finally was like, you know what? I'm done counting bites and I'm just doing calorie counting. And so on and off, I've been calorie counting and doing all the things and
Yeah.
everything.
Spoiler
And
alert, she's doing calorie counting on Calorie Command. Like
yes,
everything. And like she said before, pro membership, secondary metric
Secondary
calories.
metric.
Like, how
Secondary metric
awesome is
calories.
that if you want to dabble, if you're like, especially if you're on, like Brianna will say, like a better balanced program that has all these free bites, if you're not
You need
losing,
to track
or
your calories.
yeah, with that,
Just for
simplify
your
it a little bit.
information.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's super important. So now fast forward to, I guess, the best part of the story. 2021, I took a reprieve. I took a brief. I had just learned about the concept of reverse dieting
Yes.
and taking a break to add calories and help your metabolism and go into maintenance for a short period of time. So in October of 2020, because I had nothing better to do in 2020, I was like, I'm going to reverse diet, and I'm going to reverse diet and maintain through the holidays, and I'm going to start and lose weight in 2021.
Yep.
And February 1st came. That was the day that I had chosen to start my diet, and I started a nice 1600 to 1700 calorie diet and followed it religiously for 17 weeks. 17 weeks, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And had nothing to show for it. Nothing. Now,
I
some
remember. I'm sorry. I remember this because it was just towards the end. It was just so frustrating because, like,
I was
you're
so
putting
angry.
in the
I was so
work.
angry. But what this brought to light was I was having some hormonal problems, and I apparently had some metabolic damage from metabolic adaptation. You can't damage your metabolism, but you can
Yeah.
slow it down. From years and years of when I was counting calories previously, I would count 1,200 calories or 1,300 calories. That was my calorie restriction. So when I tried to do something that was just a moderate cut from my maintenance calories, it did not work. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what
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 I
am I supposed
do.
to do?
Yeah.
What am I
What I.
supposed to do now?
Yeah.
So May of 2021, I hired my own coach. I am a nutrition coach, and I hired my own coach who guided me through another reverse diet. And I have been in maintenance. I started that in May. I am still eating in maintenance mode, still. And my first cut, my theoretical last reset button starts on Monday, the 24th of this month, after 8 months of not trying to lose weight. And
Yes.
in that time, I have continued to work to build my muscle and everything like that. So my body composition has changed. My body looks different. And this brings me back to like the Transformation Tuesday post I posted today, the 10-year challenge. The two pictures that I posted today on my Instagram are 10 years
Yeah.
apart. They're actually like closer to 11 years apart. But I weigh about the same in both of those pictures, from
Crazy.
that picture 10 years ago and today. But I look different.
Totally different.
I looked different. And that's okay. That's great.
Yeah.
It means that I have more muscle in my body than I did 10 years ago. And it's a very exciting thing. And so now on the 24th, I am starting my weight loss journey over again, but with a completely different mindset, a much better understanding of macronutrients and what to eat. And I have a plan to eat more whole foods, and I'm
Mhm.
going to be more avoidant of diet foods. And I'm just doing it. I'm doing it completely differently this time. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what happens.
I cannot wait. Plug in, let our members know you're documenting this also on your David and the Divine channel
Mhm.
and all that, but you are also going into, what are you doing
Uh,
for us?
I am going to be sharing insights into this journey exclusively with the Healthi community as well. So over
Yes.
on the Healthi YouTube channel, you will be getting 2 videos a month of me kind of literally recapping what's been happening, what's going well, what's not going well, what have my weigh-ins been like, what am I learning, what am I struggling with. So every 2 weeks, if you're invested in like weekly weigh-in videos, that's what the Healthy channel is going to be offering, because I'm going,
Yes.
but not every week, but like I'm going to be telling you this is how it's going. These are the resources that I have been using that are working. I've tried these things and it hasn't worked. And they'll be, succinct. Well, I want to say succinct, like 15 minutes or less, but we all know that I can chat all day long. Um, And those will be over on the Healthi YouTube channel. So I'm documenting and doing specific videos just for you guys. And then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to get like the what I eat in a days and the sit down
Yes.
videos and all of those things as well. But
Yes.
starting the 24th, my content is going to be after 8 months in maintenance and not trying to lose weight. I'm back into weight loss mode in a whole
Yes.
new mindset, in a whole new frame. And I'm so excited because it feels so different this time.
It does, and that's why I'm so excited. Number one, spoiler, I get to watch these videos for y'all because I upload them, so I will know. But I'm so excited because, like, I myself, guys, our Healthi members, I myself have even went to Coach Brianna. I'm not gonna say like counseling, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, but definitely like using her as a reliable source for my own journey to try to see like, do I need to start calorie counting with Calorie Command? What can I do? And it's always like me and her go back and forth about the weeklies. I can't give up weeklies right now for some reason. I can't say that after Brianna's 6-month cut journey,
We just got to get you
that
carb cycling. We just got
I
to get you
know,
carb
I
cycling.
know,
It's the same thing.
I know, I know. That's another topic. That's another day.
Yeah.
I'm hoping at the end of this 6-month journey with her that it might spark some interest in other members with our Calorie Command plan, or at least it might shed some insight that you guys can start tracking your calories as a secondary metric at Pro. One last thing though, just because this interview has been awesome, it's going to be on the podcast on Friday. I'm super excited for everybody to listen to it on replay because I know I'll listen to it again because there's been a lot of good insight on it. Brianna, what do you want to tell our members about you, what you're going to provide for them on your Healthi member meetings to get them to sign up for one?
My Healthi member meetings, y'all. So on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central Time, I am the Healthi leader, and I'm tapping back in. You remember I said, 10 or 15 minutes ago, I used to be a Weight Watchers leader. I'm taking that and bringing it back and putting it in Healthi. And granted, I haven't done it in like 15 years, but it was like riding a bike. I tried it out this week, and it was so much fun. And what I will bring to these meetings, I will bring experience. Not experience in leading the meetings, experience in 12 years of dieting,
Yeah.
and having done it all, and having lost, having hit goal, having gained almost all of it back. Like I've been there and I've done it all, and so I understand. And it's one of the things that I talk about a lot with my personal one-on-one clients from my business. I'm like, we're doing this together.
Yeah.
I understand what you are going through because I have
Yes.
already done it, and
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again. So I relate, and I hope to bring you a little bit of insight and encouragement and inspiration to help keep you going on this journey, because it is not a quick journey and it is
No.
not an easy journey, but
No.
it is one that you will win as long as you don't give up.
Yes, love that. And spoiler also, Coach Brianna is one of them people eat the most amount of food, keep losing weight. So
Oh, that's my philosophy.
if that is your jam that you want to literally, you're telling me right now in the comments, Jordan, I want to be able to eat the most amount of food I can and still lose weight. Coach Brianna is
I'm your
your
girl.
person to talk to.
Yep.
Your talk to. So
Do you
love
also
that.
track macros? Yes, I do track macros. I'm actually like my upcoming cut is going to be a macro based cut. So I'm following Calorie Command, but because secondary metric, I have macros turned on, and I will have my coach giving me very specific macros. And I place a lot of emphasis on the protein macro specifically. And I want to make sure that you are always having enough fat and enough carbohydrates.
Yes.
So it is very important to turn those on and see what you are doing, see what you are giving yourself, because macronutrients is basically just calorie counting, but dictating the quality of the calories you're putting in your body.
Yes. Quality.
And that's really important. That's really
It
important.
is. It is. Love it. Thank you, Brianna, for joining me
Of course.
tonight. This was awesome. Thank you for helping me. We're doing this new restream thing again. I think it went great.
It worked
looks
great.
great.
Yeah.
Worked great. Can do it on the laptop. I can use my earbuds. I don't have to have my cell phone anymore for it. So I really do appreciate that. So you take care, and thank you so much again. And everybody can see you on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central.
Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Wednesdays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. Central, over on healthi.eventbrite.com. Thanks,
That's all
Brianna.
right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Coach Brianna was with me. That was awesome. I always love going down memory lane with her, and her journey is definitely one that, if you haven't already, Diva in the Divine on YouTube, follow her on there. Also follow her on Instagram, Diva in the Divine. But I would really take some time this week, if you have some free time, to get on her YouTube. She does amazing work. She lets you in on everything. And if you have any questions, she's always there to reach out. But like I said, we do our Healthi meetings pretty much every day except for Fridays. We even have some daytime meetings on Saturday and Sunday for you. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit up our website, healthiapp.com. And under member meeting, you can see the full schedule for the full week. And then head on over to healthy.eventbrite.com to grab your ticket for the seat. So my name is Jordan. I was going to say Clyde's Daily Life. That's my Instagram. But my name is Jordan, the Healthi Community Coach. And I do this every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will see you guys next week for another interview with another member leader. Bye, guys.